Brunya no ne nyina nim say Brunya ne pointer a lot of family gatherings, a lot of parties, a lot of social gatherings, concerts manema. And also from our assessment most the riskiest place at minya yare no pa na bo de ro kire amount for say samre no de e be hardwen especially who say Christmas nso see Friday into Friday Saturday Sunday we Monday class anka ho you say period a bitimi I expose us to those things no very high unfortunately no yentimi endi mra no so yentimi endi protocols no well into still be 30th hono and I start to say enya new cases sometimes so na ya na yenuanom ebusuafo wa brochire UK na Adom nya besrai into drum maybe ka say okay yen hwe kra se na numbers na yenye no airport na fe na drew free 10 ekoto ebetimi abe 30 a day our airport no say president say okay na mumi yen hwe na yen detaining solitude na yesa hu se na bi nso kwa omo isolate inti mu ne san na genome sequence ni hu se kakra na hwe no bebre omu a na omo wo UK strain no inti chain ye san so share general population say ni o Ghana ha no so say the last time hu say eno so ada spread into who say sa new wave ya edibo nya buy no enam say na sa strains kan ho ama spread na aye faster than our previous of course at times no until recently in the protocol no so never be brave wa hu mu share mask social distance o meja ye nya be kan bia na ankrofo feel say obi na benya na nyo na benya enti ni nyina na eboa ka kan ama numbers no start to say
ekosoro
no so ya na exponential zeni pattern nya na so obi a de nya ya obi aba kwa na 20 so de ya obi aba kwa na eko 40 nti na ma pay free be 120 call 360 as say ye hover around the 700 no
in fact I pay me check it from Ghana Health Service website the new cases near 772 is that it
yes.
And I brosa more update.
Update very soon to about 777. So it's actually stagnating at a high level. Now I'll see a year home. See a year home I beat him perform. Who say I do 1,000 a day crapping.
Yeah.
June July I do 1,000 nature a day. But a year home beat my year. That's the sense you home for a share mask no. This way who say a bit about.
Okay. And what the breakdown be to averagely number of cases are you recorded for instance Greater Accra at that first on the list no obet me the afasa figures and then we can
say who say 10 biano nearly 60% of cases in there
nearly 60% of the total cases recorded in Ghana hano e won cry hankwa
Greater Accra and Greater Accra more as a region.
Okay.
Now mainly the Accra metro home surrounding districts Accra and now we preparing
wow.
Now ABR Shanty region about 12%, BB and 6%. But now others no air produce to be at 2%. But these are the core areas a tiny numbers no. Accra na quite senior ahana ye chefri to be kra na ata hwehwe hu say break bia abi ba bia to say bia nipa bi fin kra ko ho ene ade nti o say Accra is the main engine see timi e boy ho ban a be save the rest of the country nti that's why we were to say no so hu no sa no Accra no bia benya out of the 29 districts see bia 10 districts or 5 districts we are carrying the large number of the cases no and now Kumasi Susua is still within the Kumasi metro ne Okakrea secondary until all these urban areas heavily populated areas that's where the real challenge
is this to say sir omo hinterlands omo in crossing no hon attention no and shada any ho
doc attention yare no it relates to activity. Where activity is brisk, no, where more people are, no, and only team is a contact. and our closeness. And you know, more baby, no more doors, no be at it in and be outside upon no corner fool no bar. Unye be cramp for me, you will be now to go and share beer. Oh, now baby, a baby, I saw a bed, Juma, and I'm Jomi or Kuma-Aboagye, and no Nayana, ultimately, ma, for now, come more now, Cotran restaurant, and no Nayana, did they hire the activity? No, that's the more likely say, Unobenya be no better than Maobi. So, that population density also creates that platform for major spread. Anything I will say, maybe I want. I will say very careful, especially workplaces. You who say we say Christmas the end there, nay families. Who say a family clusters. Na nenya be obine na yere na ma, obine na ma, na namfo no close circles. By the Belgium, to see the Belgium man na starting your workplace outbreak. In Baha, never be Baha. Baha cried the Baha. But may never be Baha. And you know, and there are so many workplaces. See, I'm boy home by and also to me. I explode. Because most of the time, when we have surges now, in our workplace, it's a very, very key component of it,
And Majidi said on this one, no, the advice sent a shift system in our workplaces. It's in order. It's a right call. Say Jumemuno we mubeba and then our time we want so abba numbers no abba fem.
Namunya outbreak in Soa Mestre. We are breaker. Fred the nearest district health area. Ombeba abeye rapid assessment amount. Assessment number say nipa na wa ha nipa ko nya he no tsena. He for no mo ye oni omo try dia agro he no nantifa he no bia nantifa. Me atme hu those people who are keenly at risk of saying it isolating or testing. I mean your quarantine mo na testing. Na you are ebia say kojo mensa ya positive. Any kojo mensa be na listing of the contacts. In the last 5 days, 1 week, a fan wako. Wine we share. Not necessarily a Jumamunqua. If ye not sorry, I'll call and enough for no media group or Jim B. These are all the cluster. I will say a share, a listing of contacts. Near follow munina. I could test your million who say, that's how we can know. Name of Nancy Naba and say, hey, not a BI chairman, Jabia Frey. Munya koku ayiguenya binti munyina amko no guchi monko lap nko ye test ma nenu anu no wa ye positive no wa prefi wa ye negative wa badwuma e bia no ye negative ne no e kira no be positive but ye ba be kira say even though ye negative and am so ye exposed nti no quarantine hu for a while
okay
and sana ye hu say dan say madam for be say also ho an manager frɛ no say oh enura ma me na ohia no no so I positivity call lab gidi odi mrika ko test obviously that test na be negative because incubation period 2 to 14 days
yeah
into okono negative o say o me free
no san dia be adwuma
oh nti o say che say obia wo na adwuma unya refer quickly to it say crofo kro year go health for no now be chiro protocols na munye ni say and these are very, very helpful and that emboa especially workplaces say betimi aso anu ntem na yenye bia nka say test obia wi a so twaso ko ne fie nti wan jai ama health for no ya say mo frɛ na say obi ma pacho ye hierarchy mo boy amane ye make sure say sa adwuma no aba that's the way we are betimi aso anontem.
Okay. Mene Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye na Etwetwe Nkomo Director General Ghana Health Service. Na mene no Etwetwe Nkomo betimi join in on Facebook na odo asem bisa na wo contribution dey to hoye beje be na fa yakenkan the amount. Doc, contact tracing no ekoso as we speak.
Oh yes, ekoso pa.
Like free March last year, March, April, May, honum, sending a very rigorous, no. Sana etie, and then
Sani, Mammy Tremo, contact tracing. Lockdown, dear, no. Na a year is a special one. Lockdown, dear, apart from sending a year contact tracing of people who are positive, no. Contact tracing, I say, me may a positive. The people say, in the last number of days now, where we assume said they are more transmissible. No, Hefan, nipa say no issue. Normally, so contacts in na follow up. May, June, July, March, near year contact tracing. Near year, say. Apart from that, we are locked down. When you locked down, self transit. We steady system no. Into your core, say, baby, say perimeter. If you say, you're positive or Iowa so ha. You share better the next 300 houses are. A surround or near CB or and not just on your contacts. The year volunteers or house to house or testing on for. Near year risk assessment. Moon co market, moon short drivers, more food vendors, moon testers, or how it is. All those things were done, but that's not contact tracing.
Okay.
And 2 years ago, compare now is the apples and oranges. The year no you say, it be a problem, no. You're trying to understand the disease. Yeah, you know, I think a person the use of that period, no, quickly to do that assessment. Near tree, yeah, senior say, oh, I'm say a jumum enclosed places are more risky than open places. Uko Jomua, and yeah, us, and yeah, say a risk free is a lower risk compared to other places.
Okay.
Lorry parks, open spaces, a food vendors, no, a beer, say so. So we learned a lot. Now, if we are in the normal time, no, obia as we test people, we test their contacts. Normally, under normal circumstances, contact tracing, on test obia on, Kaoya, follow up in for the incubation period. Then, pan say, me my positive, me contacts under normal public health system, no. And Kabe follow up until the 14 days. One year, no, Jan, but I study is hard time. No, you say any pan of far will be in so show sign be a because out now what train am why area or best anchor focus on into my test ubia or your contact.
Okay,
and I normal circumstance we don't test everybody who is contact. They start for parents to say your place, then test it contact be a so we tested close contacts. Oh, near sure observe no. Into CC near a crown on the last 3 or 4 weeks, no. We have more than 10,000 contacts. Contact tracing.
A crown within the last
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
10,000 contacts.
Every a day, number Enyan, where's that 770? They bring your contacts. I have follow.
Okay.
I call test. A being so how we new cases, every follow contact. 2 days ago, now we had contact listing at 888. In the only Nipa was a follow on in our contest. Here being so, the sense you know say the chance to say a contract bear positive, no, bear 4 in 10. Which means who test it, who follow up about test about 100 contacts, maybe a bear 4 and a bear positive. But I say when it is spread, no. It's worth the cost of having to test 100 to identify 4 because I have 4 no, but I put me in probably 200.
Yeah,
depends on maybe over here. And that's what we are doing. So we do the contact tracing all the time. The chief of staff grab my additional vehicles just to enhance us to do that. Greater Accra has an arrangement with some of these transport organizations to also assist in home care and a contact tracing. But that's why I want to say contest, a move from bare 1,000 average to now nearly 5,000, 4,500 a day. Because we are doing contact tracing. Because that's the key public health tool I want. You beat me, I catch you up. 1 year, Nipan Namano, the Sanko for no isolating.
Doc, the last time I'm penny Kasa, no lamenting seriously how overstretched your health facilities, are as we speak. If we no saying. How bad is the situation, Doc?
Compared to previous, I am more now. I mean, last year.
Nipa Mayarino, I am more.
I mean, the proportion, Nipa percentage of people are more positive on Mayarino this time. It also change first, and I think that is also a new variant, Nisubano. And of course, I also see a certain demographic group, certain age groups now that they are being say more people are going to be sick. The last 1 month, Nipa, I are in a proportional akosro. We are say embark from, but we are seeing some stabilization in it. We are not having the surge na air kosoro no nipa na dodo na ma form so still no nipa yare no compared to previous no it's a lot more than now na best sense say na bi no so mbantem obi wo ho ba on nam wie ni mane man to so ba hospital omra na ye late nti ama wuo no so akosoro because ebi no mbantem kra no mbantem obi wo kra so a se mbantem kwa na wo fie na enim se wo yare wo fie ni ye hwewa ebeboa na emum mbo obi amane na wa wo yonra afi wo ntimi nhome a na afi na mpakura no ayedin because ye nye Ghana nko akro bia no bia amanage because pese obi a onyare betrempa so na ne obeyare beba no anyampa enti obi o ho asimi nyampa obi o yampa so nyampa so bi nso ho no ma the condition doesn't require admission, especially with our current stress no. Until we manage you until such time say from home until the empire. Those are, but of course, yana me pempa da so a some panic. If you doctor no feel say we condition no, we can manage you at home. But and tisa nipa do I want the best care.
Yeah.
So the situation is still serious. It's not escalating like before. But we hope, sir, if you follow the protocols, and the numbers of positives, no, about statistics form, it's a percentage of the number of positives in the Bay Area. If you have the total numbers about form, no, the same time, so na be say number some of Bay Area so no, about form.
I see. In this case, last year, na it is a figure, so no, and I graph, so graph no a peak here. Then it starts to drop. Are we looking at the same scenario this time around?
The same graph. You see, numbers, I just raw for a long time. At least I just has 700 now, and the last 5 or almost nearly 1 week now. You hope to be general when I start about them. But me are reshame say baba form because the last time I hear a survey, Nipa share mask on the 29th. I move from 10% to about 42%.
That's a compliance, no?
Compliance. Intention to wear
improve
about 78%, which is Ubu how she be on Shady. Shanaboja say, Monkatan and so, Nina count to say, won't share mask ni. We do mean a boom dear 78%, but one share proper the Catamon and Amano there. It's exactly about 42%.
For people who have difficulty, who hold man, they said, yeah, it's radio, we say. Say show now the kasao haruswa who say as I would so kakra but obi wo ha no health conditioner say shena ne home no obre kakra for those people omo dey excuse and I made them shamin to me home me shamin to me home if to be na o de be mom doc
no kro say wa wo sha untimi home no wa wo sha untimi home no yes wo kra na also bo home by more especially wo respiratory problem in tia that in no chiwa into Ukraine also about who by into one say or say make sure say share as much as you can if it means limiting your exposure to general public I mean public spaces it is better because will be our respiratory problem of share won't mean home no Ukraine also more who say unya yare no cry it be our asthmatic it be our chest problems who yare fibrosis of cry the nature and you into cry no into a double problem I won't mean share mask but once switch you into you have to get a very good balance and make sure so you protect yourself by probably limiting your activities and staying in places where you are not supposed to wear mask all the time. If it means having to be in a place where you don't have to wear mask, that's it you stay better than saying say me ya mitimo hu mitimo ya konam krum sa kosunya wono outcome no will not be good.
Hotspots might identify I mean aside the regional breakdown I am the mind debiano for instance Greater Accra higher more kawasem and it might identify certain hotspots mrono ne mantembia cases no edoso hopa
and I can say it's more in the metropolis and its surrounding districts. That is where they are. But if you want to zoom in into hotspots, workplace is a very, very important place.
Adwumam.
Inti enfana se bi adabaka ha mo we.
Ben okukumlemle.
Okukumlemle hey. Adwuma do so ha. Obo hunu se bi a high hotspot. Ba hwehwem pa bon se na fa hwehwe. Nyuma no mu na pie free mu ba no. And those are there. And so you need to drill it down further down. So even within that enclave now, yeah, can say areas burn these are the things that you see. And you know, workplace is quite a but you need to look at it not just for the health side, you have to look at the economic and social, and that's why because will be enjoy with caution. Sabaya intimi and spread na umfam fridge ma munkofi empa nkonkoe ohukafo na that you know these are the hotspots.
But surprisingly Adom and Penny announce restrictions na ade ya public transport ya shada ante you know bibia concrete bia but obehwem no ohwe sa sprinter buses ne bus akese ye tukwa ne ade social distancing ade a omu ediso enso bekom kra na ene obia no che mask ko bus ne mu na wo de na but ya shada ante bibia on that doc
let me say I hear a lot of assessments. We always do investigations. Se bisi Adom ha e behwe ye hunu say if you are looking at risk areas and come a lower risk compared to because the time bia you who say where the onya free it's a lower risk area because of the improved suspected because of the improved ventilation. What fruit no be ankasa be not to ni no my best stress true mu kra no despite that no o share mask be a share mask even the risk gets much lower. Because say near a feeling near the year. The first of feeling say, oh, I had to say into market, nipa do so into transmission be no. Science and yanisa. What the end say abo blushi. Nipa go be pray, nipa sign, and I positive abo blushi. If it is not coming up. Untim ga se chinchina nipa ndozo hontino high risk area so na mention and that's what we are but bet me call ejuma me nipa 10 pe it's a much higher risk than
nipa be 3,000
so because it's an open space ventilation is okay and you know and yes sir it's your feeling or what you think it's not common sense, it is data. Say, what is the evidence? Say, nipa ohono. We nipa tena. Say ne nyebi oho. We nipa tena bojuma say ne nyebi oho. That's how we do it. Ain't you know? Trotro no. First, you start here ni dear bani bibia. But we have studied the system. Who said these are the hospitals. That's why when the president was giving restrictions, one for man come, one for church and come. Because we still don't have evidence say there are outbreaks in churches. So we need be a catcher me. So what church be outbreak as you catch me. Anna, what to be?
Debbie.
Ain't yes, sir. Won't he? My answer data every day. You who be. As a sign, best son.
But I say, yeah, Timmy say, na for instance, total driver or no mask, no person be shakra. When your license to
lower risk wear mask. This will be an share mask. Yen kasemen share mask.
Maybe our boss ya total driver ka man can. You see total no crowd utima.
Na crofo ka se mbani omo. Ye reduce capacity. And the study who say so be a share the mask. The risk is low.
Okay.
Risk in the mask is so be a share baby.
Okay. Okay.
Ubenya crank out to fear share. Was especially Obiako, wooing of your carbon timber, only be free by. But ain't possible. Ain't in the air and say a lower risk. There's risk everywhere. Where there's contact, where Ubenya aerosol contact. But the issue is that we had a lot of investigations, people who have traveled from Accra to Wa. Follow me no show. We are not recording any outbreaks because or tracing any positive into those areas. And you need to err on caution when we start seeing changes there. But we ever still be even protocol the mom crash say also be and share mask. Oh, trot driver and make sure say be able to car be no she be. Who's individual bit to chain no share mask. Come on and share and I say complaining. Oh, because no. And your protection, she be the protection is better than me. Now, so, into these are the things I ain't your steady system. Who say these are the high risk areas. It's not out of the blue. Say, be bintina, waja we no say. But of course, we are all at risk.
Okay, now we can say same for your Maya school.
Yes, I mean.
Because I get parents who complain to me, CJ, say Korano.
Korano. Amunko school no munam krum. No munam krum. No munko wako. Ain't yeah. We put measures in place. Share mask, sanitizer, check temperature. We have a very strong surveillance system. I teacher for so everyone say 1, 2, 3 per year and isolating and testing for. Ain't me who know how we can live with the virus. Ain't and then I say you beat me I live our normal life with the caution that is needed to make sure say we are protecting ourselves. And school for no Ubi can say a low risk, but sometimes it is a juma risky by enjoy juma meboa.
You go so?
It has a juma. And say Ubako school with the caution that is needed. And we'll continue studying the system where there's a need. Even Krukran outbreak Kran, almost close to school down. So because it has its own cost. Indeed, those are the balances that we need to look at. And a report will say, in most of the schools, we have not had any outbreaks.
As yet, I'm going to be a school, no?
We've had 3 cases in Upper West, 1 case in Western Region, Greater Accra, then I'm a report to 20. You know, say Greater Accra schools, but 20 out of, I don't know, 1 million or 2 million kids, no.
Okay.
And I know so these are all things that have been identified and response made.
Okay, 20 in particular, Greater Accra cases, no more recorded. 20 cases.
A couple of schools, which I am not. I don't think it is proper to mention.
Okay.
Them, but the people who need to know, like parents and teachers, they've been informed. The teachers report there, so services and care is going on. Those who need to be isolated and tested is going on, and the schools are still open. And these are the things that I was saying. A day, that ebu na yetimi, sort out. And obi in kase baby no risk. Oh, but I can make a place a lower risk than it is. And if this disease is not going to go now. Ain't me can say near and quarantine for the next 3 years. And maybe I'm a call library, I'm about 14 years. I'm school down because of war. You can see the damage it will cause to the state. And it's not just, it's a generation. Several generations that have been lost. And it's a balance.
Many Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye and Helena Panford comes through with this one on Facebook. Because we all need to take the COVID-19 protocols very serious. And Helena so Ede Abba Grace Eresi Enu CJ. In the UK, only frontline children are going to school. Only frontline children are going to school. Now, the frontline workers, one na eco school, and also mentia say, and you also there or the buy. But doc, Yanshe, as we speak, Nipadodoa, Amashiro Wamunkwa, COVID Yano. I think per the information I have from your website, 424. And I pay a cost from mobile update in the is this the actual figure? How do you arrive at this figure, doc? I'm on my wound. Hey, you do on my health facility hall. And so be a one you see. Say
why ain't diagnosed with the intimate who are so I mentioned. It's in him so common other funeral. will be added to it. Oh,
okay.
Normally, yeah, some quick evaluation, not just to confirm. Say COVID, no, because we have to learn from this. New we and it didn't know we they were doing the man, then it didn't know ye. Oh, and to do that, that audit quickly. And so it doesn't add up the very minute or the very hour 9 per we. The case manager will do a quick study, to report at because we need to study near who say nipa na we and the fancy and no hypertension, the fancy no diabetes. When we know,
when you're not also. Me bisa because I spoke with Richard Jordan, or I think PRO for Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana, MOAG. And what I say, figures no, I say COVID nipa do say na eku they are disputing it because one more move will feel crown kwampa edi omo mortuary hono enye nipa ketwa.
Yeah.
Doc,
before COVID, na nipa wo fie. Meboa. The facts will be a wolf, you know. Enchre say, COVID, no wenya. Meboa. But you what we call primary prevention. I actually say obiwo in under circumstances are anima. There's a way that they will have to look at it. No much more. I don't know who diagnosis say. You are even the nipa krono. Nipa no buy no. What do you know? What make I say? Only who nipa who clinical information be. How do you even conjecture across say AB and I we na ball no and I say oba kwa na say we prepare na that one. But don't say motor and I say car. Just a can't so
me too.
Ain't you know I don't think say omo na bet me actually the numbers are. The numbers near one here pass a better diagnosis, but will be our own diagnosis no there. So into me and say many people die from all manner of things at home. A domoba brought in dead. We can't but we have a way of doing autopsy, talking to the relatives.
He raised another concern. Say I will say be autopsy in this animal to ascertain ade kuno no. The issue of the number of pathologists cry in our various health facilities. I know can want them interview how so by na buku busuani ne beka so yem pese mbe pa no. Mon fani hye mai na fe yen hye na yen konko. Enso be kom no.
Minim the knowledge about all these things talking about in the second half you saying all those things. See, we have Obi will fear a coroner's case by law. You have to do autopsy. And autopsy, basic autopsy, we have also trained other doctors who can do autopsy. And autopsy is not an emergency. If it has to be done, a pathologist can be brought from somewhere else to come and do it. Give us the diagnosis. And you know, I don't think saying, why in him very well say, or heart problem, and or an outpatient basis. In the area or the doctors know what has happened to him. Or no here. But we will be a perfume and there is a by law, it's a coroner's case. You have to report to the police and come to those conclusions. And sana, even the body burial certificate are issued. I don't think say near all can no correct. It is a new be a woo Fibiana. Maybe he should consult better and see before drawing those huge you know, these things didn't start today.
Okay.
People who died at home, it's not start today.
Okay, but how true is it? Certain families, ma doctor actually say a COVID nikuno. The family is able to influence the doctor. So Doctor Pacho, men found trouble on tema ubi and who say yebushani no COVID na kuno. So that report is not made public. Doc, how true is this?
You can't do that. I mean, ubia ni ho baba can't say proper way or COVID. It's not a public information. The way we do the test,
but at least the family is informed.
The family will be informed. But we need to do contact tracing. If it is,
okay.
We need to do contact tracing.
Okay.
They'll be informed. But we don't have to tell anybody. Say, I assume I see anyway, and I say anyway in the corner. That is not part of our ethics.
Okay.
Name mum. There is a software system, which I get it. Which the district director has it, regional director has it. Even the man who did the test has it. Until one doctor cannot sit in one place and say, because he's not the only one who knows the database. Everybody who has had a test we've had a database. Into quantum concourse now, but it is not for public knowledge. Into Dr. I want to mean say, because you don't by the time I went to hospital COVID no, we're going to take a sample no, we're going to call up. Report will go to a district, region, and Sanaba national. Into how do you alone decide say, me the main country be FNC. FNC, private lab, we get a report. So I'm mission because we are in a pandemic.
Tested positive or private lab,
we have the results. But it's not for me to come and tell we are not so be able to tell, but we have the information because we needed to do contact tracing. We need to know say obiti do say this house number why positive. Near fro, you know akasa. In the last 3 weeks, whine, and we na measure the last few days, whine. We share that's when the contact listing starts. Yeah, contact tracing. Ain't any secret, sir. A secret area between one doctor and a patient. No.
Okay. Matthias here, but say you come out here. Oma COVID the kuamono. Are they separated from the others? Oma the normal area.
They are not kept in the same place.
Really?
Yes.
Because yesterday he told me say don't mean boom.
Or no much man.
Yes. Also Pantaon. Yeah. Also Pantaon. But Hona friends Mortuary Workers Association.
Yes.
Hona some office no ewo.
Also a mortuary man.
Ejuma.
Ben also ejuma. Yeah, we must also ejuma mortuary ben. So Pantaon you keep COVID cases all. So I mention your special mortuary sir. COVID cases go. Guys will have it there. Even if you go to places where they have COVID centers, they know where they have where they put them. Means I don't think so is right. We don't send COVID cases to Pantai.
Many Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye na Chechen and Komo Akosia Pukuya or say we all have to wear our masks, wash our hands. There is no shame in dying of COVID. Okay, dying of COVID. We need to know who has it for the rest of the family, friends, and others to be aware. Akosia Pukuya and Ode and no Ede Abba. Doc, to see a mask here, Shemi no meaning. You come and I'm Kuma-Aboagye.
Marty, there's a lot of debate going on. Saying well, I mean, say Oshim, you know, bit me here. It's one thing, and we feel that there are multiple approaches. Maybe share now, so share. The risk is significantly reduced if you add social distancing to it. If you are about a meter, 2 meters apart, it reduces your risk. And you know, these are the things that I say yes, and you know, say we share mask me, you know, let's all do say contaminated say not the couple when you say it doesn't and we feel say I mean the question is that we have different masks. We have the N95. It's more for health workers going close to say unsafe areas compared to this regular waterproof masks. And, you know, they are escalated based on the level of risk. Which call baby to say hospitals where they do they don't wear this one. They will wear the N95.
Okay. So
call patient and not enough because of course breathing is not as easy as you have with these blue ones. You know, those are so there are a lot of debate going whether you wear 2 or 3, and but it has to be a balance between your health, your breathing, and everything to see what. And of course, you have to measure the level of risk. If you feel the place is very too risky, don't go there. Don't go to it's risky and wear 3 masks. If you can avoid going there, don't go there.
And Kokra.
Stay home. As if you really don't have anything to do.
Don't
go because anytime you step out, it's a risk.
Look, hydrogen peroxide. You should remember my Ghana Health Service.
Well, in say in the articles near there.
Yes, in fact, I've listened to Professor Ite on one program. No, can one simple.
Yes, but we also look at we in service we have not had enough convincing evidence to and this thing has to be done also by FDA has to also register it for those purposes. I don't think we have had enough convincing evidence, including safety and everything, to draw that conclusion. So we'll continue listening to reading the literature, following up with the report as it comes in, as studies come in, and then when we are convinced, say, not just us, when the world is convinced it is an intervention that will be helpful, I think we all join.
Into for now, Oma be Omate. Into religiously, anapa or gago or far away 1 portion or 5 portions or the gago and you we are minimum cry to me the for people who are doing this.
I mean, those are personal decisions, but we as a service and as organization, a health organization, we have not seen enough evidence for us to come to that conclusion to recommend it.
I see.
When we see enough, we will do that. That's why we have not. Otherwise, we'll put it out there, but we are not. We continue to follow up with the literature and then the researchers and see if people are doing clinical trials, RCTs, they will see what the evidence is before we come to. Because as a service, if you put it out there, let's be we need to be very cautious enough to be sure, say, we are certain about the benefits, and that it far outweighs the risks that people are likely to face. And so I think when the decision comes out, we join.
Okay. And I pay and I said and Mihu Krate from Kuma University of Science and Technology. FDA approval for the KNC-19 clinical trial. I don't know I don't know, so I heard Nabi to me Abuamia cryptolep. It's a mouthful, but trial be so okay university.
I'm started clinical trial. Clinical trial, not to say be a vaccine, you do stage be say okay, young family pebia, more volunteer. Somebody near full of how effective it is. Because what you are reading there is more of an approval of a clinical trial.
Yes.
Until you go into the stage where what they draw the many pacono of a bit me, so the effect that is intended now. Safety measures into all those we and sana FDA registered drone say bit me the as a yarewe and as a yarewe. So if it's a clinical, it's a stage in the development. Normally you don't get to that stage, but if you get to that stage, it means that there's some potential before you're allowed to move into animal trials, into human trials. Doesn't mean say approval so be a fine, but it's going through the processes. Probably the final stage of the distance.
Okay, but as we speak, trials do say na course when you know.
There have been a lot of requests through my office, through FDA that they have submitted, but they go through a certain process, and sometime after first level, it may not prove effective enough to continue to the next level.
Okay.
But before he says, "Munko try ni panfiano," let's just say it means that they've seen some merit in it for you to move to that stage.
Okay. Many Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye and Penny sending me message Sisiana. There's still some confusion surrounding weddings and funerals. The Honorable Oponkroma, he took time explaining on several platforms, but not here. But the Asaka directive the restrictions, social distancing on weddings and funeral no. I
think if I listen to what Kojo Akayana, Honorable Minister Kayana, which is the government spokesperson, social wedding, you were a fear dear, you were a sorry blessing, and then the parties are banned. What we get in say, Ubitimi ako asore them. Send a quasore,
yes,
ako blessing. Name untimi nkonkoye reception party na afternoon. That is banned because so from explanation I'm getting this ubiti me akwa saw them akwa ma sofo aye bibia ma but we are na mukofi. No party.
Okay. Enti abusua de no de abusua afanu no betimi ehiem.
Oh, say
Womo aye traditional one no. Ewia yakwa saw them akwa ho so de no. But esiwa ye wi nkonkoye reception.
Say embania sorry. Embania sorry. To beat me. Sorry.
Okay, but people also want to follow up immediately with the reception. I sorry them.
Send a party. I can't say ban on parties. I can say I can't be no account. I'm probably no account. Don't mean. I think that should be enough. I mean, we be also for vampire. I didn't be an outside.
Okay. And maybe a phone lines, no, na you'll be 10 minutes. Say, was in Bisabi, and will be waiting me at the about 0302216561, 0302216562. Many Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye, Director General Ghana Health Service, and Miguswa, and no Edge Doc. Now, what can we be?
Oh, send me share your time.
Oh, okay.
In the next, within the next 5-10 minutes or so meeting me call.
Yeah, court. Yeah, court Supreme Court I find live into. Yeah, the base here enchibia but me fa calls kakra. Na fi obi was be bia on also so etimi de ba share so MTN say if 2nd April 2021 say ekoba say o ko momo agent point bia akoye transaction bia ehun be hia say o de valid national ID card e de beko amadwumedi akwakodie no wetimi enya hoban bo. That's why we are good together. Just momo it everywhere you go. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, CJ.
Yeah, whiny.
Jake me.
Jake asafre.
Rabraka.
Jake into you.
And I say interview with the man you want. And okay say obi wa instead dead body no omuka omudi be tujwa ma public ni ya say omudi be ko isolation center. But onu kasa no o body no omudi ya afra normal body dead body. The sign of money cause fear and panic. Now after so test you on share notes mask. Share notes mask. And the more force law no money secret agents air transit. No force law Bema ma soldiers one more move Bema can yes man no you ever push you to the town. No force one check of ba.
Me that's Jake. You do how Emra. Hello, good morning. Hello. Helena Pamford, I think we must keep away from wedding parties and funeral parties as directed by His Excellency President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, whiny.
JK, I see on top of mine.
JK into you.
I see my mama basso near Doctor Nusa Basso. Now, me, did you say Ghana and Kata? Yeah. Sugar Franca say, Gurum. It has a password, you mother. Ya gonna be to say a nipple. Cra, no more Mampania said that. Nakaya, ye or one come my yatwaba. So Mampanica say, Yen Twaba, a bed, Yadio with Yen Twaba, and you come man can let you. If you better, will be answered no smart, no. Nayan tea at the end so, no man who call him, Madame Assi.
Madame say opening, Manisha. Hello, good morning. Sorry. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. For be a bremena yanshe. Hello, good morning.
Hello, CJ.
Yeah, whiny.
Nana Kwame Safuni, Kasua Babeta State President, Kasua.
Okay. And Nana into you. And I'm out of here, into Nana.
Pamintia, Asempa, Namintia Mamoon, Namintia, Christopher Mandu, Papa Okano Ghana for you. CJ, your best Ghana for paying for almost 2 for Colony, Tia Colono, AM Frama, and I enter.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Whiny.
Ata
into you.
CJ, I promise you say.
Me who Ata into you.
Yeah, I have make a can say, you're quite sorry I didn't razzle. na ya na yesu ho ekọ market ekoko krom adenti na ya famra ni ejuma anu kwa da ha medodo menti ase ya se yakwa aso ye bedi mira so na okoko krom dia wo nde so Silke muni nyame ya
Medase ata. He sounds very passionate. Go fancy on. Okay, last caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Whiny.
The premier.
Yeah, kasa friend.
Kasa free from program.
Okay, yeah, into yeah, last caller.
Today. Nia my penny can boo. A year no my penny better or my soldiers and police or Muchaki. Why?
Okay.
Bye bye.
All right, me that's it. You be saying to me for phobia, but doc, no crab in the womb say UK variant, you know, are more deadlier than South African variant. No crab in the womb.
What we know is say UK variant, you know, spread faster.
UK variant, you know, spread faster. Okay.
And there's some evidence Nipan more a yari a change in the same way as the South African variant. You know, I think there's a lot of work is going on the South African variant. People think my area more, and we are looking at it. But I think what we are having more here is the UK variant. But from the old version, they seem to be a bit more virulent and they spread faster than the old one, the traditional one that we knew, let's say last year.
Barbering shops, is it advisable?
It's an area that has to be done properly. Has to be start here. There are more core protocols for hairdressers and barbering shops. Wearing mask, disinfection is extremely important. There's a very close contact. Baba ujana pempema uyuti, hairdresser uyuti. Inti ya more strict protocols also follow up. But of course, anything can say more be a unity. Oh, but actually more gloves, mask wearing, and disinfection anytime they finish, and clean all their surfaces around. We've taken them through, and the districts are working with them. But I think it's something that we need to. Of course, every day new barber shops are open, and I think it's something that we are going to ask the district to take a critical look. I think there are some places where public health actually regulates barber shop. It's another point for not just COVID, but the spread of other diseases. If the idea or say any how to regulate, it's another area of caution that we need to look at because the contact is quite close.
I'm from so I confused kakra. The entire insurance schools there. Yabi na beaches ne pubs. Ya close.
These are enclosed areas.
Beaches?
No. I'm talking about pubs are enclosed areas.
Okay.
Beaches are open, but you see, it also depends on the activity that happens in there. So it's a mixture of it's open, but are people able to wear mask? There. Activity. I mean, the core beach, there's a lot of drinking and all other activities takes place there. So it is not the fact that it's just open, but also the level of activity that goes on there, and the fact say the activities there probably will not allow you to protect yourself the way you should. And I think globally, they've seen a risk there. That's why globally most beaches are still closed. UK they open them, Europe they open them, but they close them again.
Right, the best. But frontline workers, I don't know. I'm just say share mobile, some good some more young juma. One more monsanka, the sefata one because one dia one soon as Sabri, one more edgy and quain. Doc,
the minister near Britain try to gather all the information and pay. Says information gathering and payment. Senator makes and say. What definition for who the frontline worker is? Frontline workers may change from month to month. And all that. It's a very meticulous processing process that we need to do to beat them. But I think we are working very hard. Finance is eager to make sure that we clear the backlog as quickly as possible.
na yɛmfɛnsia Dr. Patrick Kuma-Aboagye Director General Ghana Health Service anapɛi mene no atwetwe nkɔmmɔ.
Adom FM.
Sedano Emma Puma drinks. Mama Romania didn't pensem ya de bro. Well, in some 4 or 3 minutes, we'll be crossing over to the Supreme Court election petition hearing. Ya de bro.